welcome Mr. Chakarov in the exhibition Renewable Energy Tech here in Thessaloniki. We just completed our panel with focus on Balkans countries. So I would like to ask you, what do you see? What do you think about the prospects in the Balkan countries around Greece, Bulgaria, Romania? What is your feeling about the market and the prospects of that?
So, look, in my opinion, our region has huge potential that is being currently underestimated even on EU level. Like, first of all, we are south of Europe. Second of all, we are east of Europe. So in terms of solar potential, we are one of the southest parts of Europe as a region, and we are on the eastern part, which means that the sunrise comes at the earliest stage, all right? That's from a system perspective. In one of the largest synchronous networks, high voltage networks in Europe, that's a huge advantage. And the more Europe puts effort and invests in connecting the grids, we can deliver a lot of reliable, cheap, renewable energy to the whole of Europe at better hours, so that there's less need of flexibility investment throughout all of Europe. Because if we properly take advantage of this geographical disparity, us being in the southern east region of the EU or the whole of Europe, that's beneficial not just to us, to everyone connected to it. Currently there's bottlenecks in Hungary in terms of the high voltage grid connection, so we hope that Europe finds ways of speeding up the process and investments in terms of synchronizing, connecting the south of Europe to the north of Europe and the east of Europe to the west of Europe. Moreover, due to certain reasons, we are one of the regions in terms of ranking in the EU with lower population densities. So dispersion is also important, but if you just look at densities, especially for solar PV projects, you need space, right? Okay. And this space sometimes is easier to be found in places with lower population density, all right?
Yes.
Because obviously it's more important for people to have a house in Belgium or elsewhere because they need all the space. But what we can do, because we have the capability, we have the sun resource, and we have the space, we can create an environment with huge investments in renewable energy and the right proportion of storage attached to it. And in this aspect, there are great projects in our country as well that are a bit longer term duration projects using topological features to create pumped hydro storage, all right? Because we are working as the private sector strongly focused on BESS, but there is, I think, space for larger, even state investors projects, all right? We are not against any technology. Okay. The more technology we have, the more energy we can produce reliably and cheaply and in the right diverse mixture here, we can create a great product, not just for our region, but Europe-wide. Do you know that Greek wind resources, they don't have a perfect correlation with Greek wind resources? That in itself, in any form efficient market, is amazing. When something doesn't work at the same time as the other in intermittent, especially renewables, that's actually a huge plus, even financial plus, all right? Because when they're having issue with lower wind resources, we are in a place to compensate this and to lower the total variance in the system, which will mean that we need to spend overall potentially less on having more installation at a very specific place that is not well connected. And we can be a powerhouse to that, because in terms of population and economies, we are lower, but in terms of geographical locations, possibilities, we have them in place. So I'm really looking forward to a future in which our policymakers make smart decisions, don't intervene very quickly and fast, let us do the groundwork, because these projects take a lot of time, especially on the wind side, and we manage to deliver cheap, reliable electricity to our Southeast region and to Europe, because living standards are based on energy, all right? That's why we're not taking a dogmatic view on renewables. I think energy is important. The more we have it, the cheaper it is, and we can do it in the best possible way for the environment and in terms of financial investment. Because these are providing the lowest LCOEs, and we have to use that strategic advantage, all right? We have to attract the investments related to that. Be data centers around Athens, you know, the new economies and technologies that are needed. We can be a powerhouse in Europe, hopefully. Very soon.
Thank you very much.